When we launched this product last year, do you think we had any idea just how successful it would actually be? You bet we did. Because we chose our product based on data, we knew for certain that it had high demand, high profitability, we knew we could improve the product, it was simple to make and easy to sell, and it had zero legal or liability issues that could shut us down later. But whatever happened to selling products with low competition? Well, when we were in the process of deciding which product to sell, initially, yes, we were very concerned about the competition just because it was really high. But also, because the demand for this product was also very high, we dove back into the data and found a way to niche down. So what I mean by that is we found a little hidden niche within the category that turned this product from a high to a relatively low or even medium competition. I'm going to show you exactly how we did that, and hopefully by seeing how we chose our product over all the other ones we were considering at the time, you'll get a better understanding of how to do it for your products. All of our analysis took place right here in the Jungle Scout Product Tracker, a tool that lets you easily organize, group, and compare all your product ideas to help you confidently pick your next product. It's also great for keeping an eye on your closest competitors. Now, of course, you can also do this in Excel. However, the main benefit of this tool is that once you add products in, it automatically will track and update with real-time sales, saving you the time having to come back and re-enter all this data again manually. And it even lets you go back to the previous 6 months and view the trends over time. Now, this is really important because before you go investing a ton of money, you want to have a better idea of how many units these products typically sell per day. This then becomes how much you could expect to make if your product were to eventually rank in the top 10 of search results. So this is what you should look for. It all starts with demand. With all your ideas next to each other, focus your attention on the average daily sales and revenue columns. These will help you compare which products have the highest level of demand. When looking at this list, we knew that the washable pee pads didn't have the highest sales, but they were still well above our target of 10 daily sales. For the competition levels, take note of this reviews column. This will be the main metric that tells you how hard it would be to compete with the current sellers in this category. For the pee pads, you can see it's just way too competitive, and we actually almost got rid of it before realizing that when we initially researched the product idea, we noticed there were a ton of different variations out there. There were small, medium, and large pee pads, and then there were 1, 2, and 3 packs being sold. This means we could possibly sift through all the data again and find a combination of these two variables that are much easier to compete with. And by just adding every single product on pages 1 to 5 to our product tracker, we recorded how many products were in each variable. This is what we learned. Most people were selling small and large pee pads, but the medium-sized ones still had really high demand. So when we narrowed down our search to just the medium sizes, we noticed most of the products were being sold in a 1 or a 2 pack. So that means there was a gap in the market for a medium-sized 3-pack variation. By removing all the products in our group that weren't medium-sized, this lowered our competition levels and made this idea much more realistic. This niching down strategy also helped us better calculate the true profitability, which is the next factor you need to consider. To start comparing profitability, there are a few things you need to look at. First and foremost is the average price column. Remember, it's a much safer bet to sell products in the range of $20 to $70. That way, when you're hit with these ever-increasing Amazon fees, you're still able to achieve a healthy net profit. In another video, we showed you how to contact suppliers to get real quotes. That way you can better calculate your expected profit. So to watch that video, click the link up here or down in the description. For each product idea, just plug those real quotes into the calculator and then just make sure to add a few extra dollars to account for other costs like shipping and taxes. What I'd strongly recommend doing now is to run a few more calculations just to find your break-even point. This is the price you can sell at and still be profitable with your product cost. You basically want to find out what is the worst case scenario. So for this, slightly increase your product cost again, and then decrease your product price until you find the point where you hit $0 in profit. You want to do this because there's a really good chance that the product cost you're estimating right now is actually lower than what it will be when you go to place your first round of inventory. Plus, when you first launch on Amazon, it's best to start with a much lower price anyways, just to help you get those first initial sales. So make sure you run a few tests to find your break-even price and understand what the worst case scenario may look like. Just make sure to do this for every product you're considering, record all of your findings, and hit the like button if you're enjoying this video. Let's now talk about improvement potential, which is arguably one of the most important factors to consider. I actually already showed you one of the ways to improve any product, and that's by increasing the pack size. In our case, by offering a 3-pack instead of the usual 1 or even 2-pack, we're able to offer a better price per pad than most of our competitors. But improving the cost value is just one way of doing this, and another way is to actually improve the quality or functionality. To find out how to do that, pull up your competitors' listings and read through all of their 1, 2, and 3-star reviews. You should start to see some trends and discover what people are actually saying they don't like about the product. This could be anything from the color, material, size, usability, functionality, or really anything else. Then, just like we did, take these problems and tell your supplier to fix them so that you can bring an improved product to the market. Another simple way to improve any product is to just bundle it with something else. So if you take a look at any listing, you'll typically see this frequently bought with section. And if you keep seeing the same items being bought over and over again on multiple products in your category, then it could be a great idea to bundle them together. This means that you're offering additional value to customers who only need to buy your product to get the 2 things they ultimately want. Plus, it helps you stand out from the competition and oftentimes is more profitable because now you can sell 2 items at a much higher price. The next factor is ease to sell. Remember, you don't want to sell anything that's going to give you too many headaches, and with physical products, one of the biggest headaches by far is high shipping cost. So try to find a product that is relatively lightweight and is standard size, not oversized. Again, these are products that can usually fit within a shoebox, and because of that, are much cheaper to make as well as ship. On Amazon, simple is better. So ask yourself, is it breakable? Is it likely to be returned? Is it hard to use? How long will it last? Do you think it'll get a lot of negative reviews? Keep all these questions in mind, and trust me, the more product research you do, the more these questions will just naturally become part of your initial thought process. Now, the last factor to consider is legal and liability issues. But first up, just a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. But we do get these questions all the time, so let's address them. The most important question to ask yourself is, are there any existing patents on this product? If so, you can't sell it because that means someone else owns the rights to either the design or the way something even functions. In fact, when we were first looking at selling these dog bowls up here, we eventually found out that there was a patent on the version we were looking at, so that's the reason why we eliminated it from our list. So how do you know if there's a patent? Well, the only way to know for sure is to hire a lawyer, but just some quick and scrappy steps that you can take on your own include doing a Google search for your product, plus patent. You can also check listings on Amazon and see if they mention anything regarding a patent. Oftentimes, if a product has a patent, you'll even see it on the packaging. Or you can check if there are other sellers selling the exact same product. If so, this is usually a good sign as patent holders typically enforce their patent, stopping others from selling the same thing. But again, these are just some quick things that you can do that don't guarantee there isn't a patent. So if you found something and you're not sure it has a patent, the best thing you can do is just hire a lawyer. Now, the next thing to consider here is potential liabilities. So could someone easily get hurt using your product? An example of this might be things that go in or on people's bodies, anything that's flammable, really hazardous, and so on. Next, consider trademarks. You can search the trademark database on USPTO or even a site like Trademarkia to see whether a trademark exists for the product you're looking at. You also need to consider whether Amazon has any restrictions on selling that type of product. Here's a list of some of the prohibited items that you can't sell on Amazon. And just a quick pro tip here, if you're ever unsure whether or not you can sell something, once you have your Seller Central account, which don't worry, as part of the series, there's a future video showing you exactly how to do this. But once you're here, you can simply type in the name of your product and it will tell you whether or not Amazon has any restrictions around selling that item. With all 6 of these factors in mind, it's now time to make a decision and choose the product that makes the most sense. And to help you with this, here's my best piece of advice. Rarely will you ever find a product that just absolutely crushes it in all 6 of these factors. But if anything, your product must have high demand and high profitability. Whatever you do, do not budge on these 2. Your idea can have high competition, no way to improve the product, or even just be a little bit on the harder end to sell. But the 2 things it absolutely can't have is low demand and low profitability. These are 2 of the biggest reasons why I see most sellers fail. They either can't sell enough because the demand just isn't there, or if they are selling, they actually end up losing money or just not making enough of it to survive. So give yourself a fighting chance and pick a product that you know at least hits these 2 factors. Once you feel confident that you found that product, your next step is to create a brand and set up your business. You'll need to know how to choose a brand name, how to properly structure your business legally, and how to sign up for your Amazon Seller Central account. These are all things you'll learn in this next video, so make sure to check that out to learn everything you need to know before getting started. It all starts with demand. If all your idea, trying to remember my lines here. And this is really important because, oh, I had that right.